When we think of planets beyond our solar system, it's easy to imagine Earth-like worlds. Blue skies, oceans, maybe even trees and life. But the reality out there is far stranger, darker, and more violent than we ever expected. The universe is filled with planets that completely defy our understanding of what a world should be. Some are literally raining molten glass, others are pitch black and hot enough to vaporize iron, and some are ancient survivors from the dawn of time itself. These aren't sci-fi concepts, they are real planets, discovered using modern astronomy. So buckle up, because we're about to take a deep dive into the top 10 craziest planets ever discovered. This is not just a list, it's a journey into the weirdest corners of the cosmos. Let's begin with number 1. 1HD 189733b, the planet that rains glass sideways. At first glance, HD 189733b might seem like a beautiful, tranquil world. It's a deep azure blue in color, thanks to silicate particles high in its atmosphere scattering blue light. The same phenomenon that makes Earth's sky appear blue. But that's where the similarities end, because this planet is anything but peaceful. Located just 64 light-years from Earth, HD 189733b is a gas giant roughly the size of Jupiter, but it's orbiting its star so tightly that a single year on this planet lasts only about 2 Earth days. The proximity to its star means it is constantly bombarded by intense radiation, driving atmospheric temperatures beyond 1,700 degrees Fahrenheit, 930 degrees Celsius. Under these extreme conditions, the silicates in its atmosphere actually condense into molten glass droplets. Now imagine that, glass forming in midair, then raining down at horrifying speeds. But here's the killer detail. This glass rain is driven by winds that blow at over 5,400 miles per hour, or 8,700 kilometers per hour. That's 7 times the speed of sound. If you could somehow stand on a platform in this atmosphere and survive, you wouldn't just be cut to ribbons, you'd be obliterated. HD 189733b is a perfect example of nature's beauty and brutality, colliding in spectacular, alien fashion. 2-point WASP 12b, the planet that's being devoured by its star. Imagine a planet so close to its star that its entire atmosphere is being ripped away and absorbed into the stellar inferno, atom by atom. That is the fate of WASP 12b, a gas giant orbiting a yellow dwarf star roughly 1,400 light-years away from us. This planet is a textbook hot Jupiter, a massive world made mostly of hydrogen and helium, but orbiting closer to its star than even Mercury does to our Sun. The result is catastrophic. Temperatures reach nearly 4,000 degrees Fahrenheit, 2,200 degrees Celsius, and the planet is literally being stretched into an egg shape by the star's gravitational pull. Even worse, its outer layers are spilling over, forming a stream of planetary material that spirals into the star like water down a cosmic drain. Scientists estimate that WASP-12b loses billions of tons of mass each year, and within the next 10 million years, it could be entirely gone, consumed by the very sun it orbits. But here's what really pushes WASP-12b into crazy planet territory. It reflects almost no light. Observations show it has an albedo of just 0.06, making it darker than coal. It doesn't shine, it absorbs nearly everything. In space terms, it's practically invisible. This is a blackened, dying planet, one that's being digested in real time by its parent star. A cosmic tragedy playing out before our eyes. 3.55 Cancri, the super Earth made of diamond. In the constellation Cancer lies a world that sounds like it was ripped straight out of science fiction or a billionaire's fantasy. Meet 55 Cancri E, a so-called super Earth that's about twice the size of our planet but nearly 8 times as massive. It orbits its parent star at blistering speed, completing a full revolution every 18 hours. At such a close distance, the surface temperature on its day side is believed to reach over 4,000 degrees Fahrenheit, 2,200 degrees Celsius, hot enough to vaporize iron. But what really makes this planet stand out is its composition. Based on its density, location, and star system characteristics, Astronomers believe 55 Cancri E may be rich in carbon, and under its immense pressure, much of that carbon could exist as crystalline diamond. That's right. It's possible that an enormous fraction of this planet is made of pure, solid diamond. Just imagine, mountains of diamond, crust glittering with graphite, a burning atmosphere, and perhaps lava lakes of carbon-based minerals bubbling across the surface. Of course, it's not the kind of place you'd want to visit. With tidal locking ensuring one side is always roasting while the other faces perpetual darkness and violent temperature fluctuations across its terminator zone, this diamond planet is as deadly as it is dazzling. 4. PSR B1620-26b, the Methuselah planet, oldest planet ever found. Now we journey into the ancient past, further back than any human civilization, beyond even the formation of our solar system. PSRB 1620-26b, more poetically known as the Methuselah planet, is estimated to be 13 billion years old. That makes it the oldest known planet in the universe, forming just a billion years after the Big Bang itself. This gas giant orbits a truly bizarre pair of stars. One is a white dwarf, a dense stellar corpse, and the other is a pulsar, a spinning neutron, star emitting radiation like a cosmic lighthouse. This weird ancient trio exists in the crowded core of a globular cluster called M4, located about 12,400 light-years from Earth. The fact that this planet exists at all, especially in a chaotic region full of supernovae, black holes, and violent gravitational interactions, is a miracle of cosmic stability. It has likely survived galactic collisions, star deaths, and waves of radiation that would sterilize anything nearby. Methuselah isn't just old, it's a relic of the primordial universe, a ghost planet drifting through space, as a reminder that even in the earliest days of creation, planets were already forming. It's not just fascinating, it rewrites our understanding of planet formation. 5. Kepler 10b, a scorched lava world of fire and rock. If hell were a planet, it might look something like Kepler 10b. Discovered by NASA's Kepler Space Telescope, this world is one of the first confirmed rocky exoplanets, and it is utterly inhospitable. It lies 560 light-years from Earth and is just 1.4 times our planet's size, making it a true Earth-like candidate in terms of scale. But the similarities end there. Kepler 10b orbits its star once every 20 hours, which means it's locked in a constant gravitational embrace with its sun, receiving a torrent of radiation. The day side of this planet endures surface temperatures of around 2,500 degrees Fahrenheit, 1,370 degrees Celsius, more than hot enough to melt rock, which has led scientists to theorize that the planet's surface is a vast, roiling ocean of lava. With no atmosphere to speak of, there's no weather, no wind, no protection. Just a landscape of fire stretching from horizon to horizon, glowing under the unrelenting light of a star that never sets. This is not a place where life could ever take root. Kepler 10b is a raw volcanic scar of a planet, a blazing reminder that not every rocky world is an Earth waiting to be born. Some are just infernos. 6. TRIAS 2b, the darkest planet ever found out in the constellation. Draco, orbiting a star not unlike our own sun, lies a planet so dark, so eerily void of light, that it has challenged everything we thought we knew about planetary albedo. TRIAS 2b is a gas giant roughly the same size as Jupiter, but its atmosphere absorbs over 99% of all visible light that hits it. That makes it darker than coal, blacker than black acrylic paint, and even more light-absorbing than the darkest artificial substances humans have ever engineered. Scientists have no clear answer for why this planet is so dark. Theories suggest it might be due to vaporized sodium, potassium, or unknown chemicals in its atmosphere that actively absorb light. Even its proximity to its star doesn't brighten it up. Despite baking at an estimated 1,800 degrees Fahrenheit, 980 degrees Celsius, TRIAS 2b doesn't glow. It reflects virtually nothing. It's like a hole in space, a planet-shaped silhouette moving across the face of its star. And here's the twist. It might actually emit a faint red glow due to its heat, like burning embers. So imagine a pitch-black giant looming silently in the void, barely visible except for a dim, infernal shimmer. It's a stealth planet, a shadow world, and possibly one of the most visually disturbing places in the galaxy. 7. Gliese 436b. The planet where ice is on fire. When we hear the word ice, we naturally think of cold, solid, frozen water, the exact opposite of fire. But on Gliese 436b, a Neptune-sized exoplanet 33 light-years away in the constellation Leo, the two elements collide in one of the most bizarre planetary phenomena ever recorded. Gliese 436b is so close to its parent star that its surface temperature reaches a staggering 860 degrees Fahrenheit, 460 degrees Celsius, far above the boiling point of water. And yet, despite this hellish heat, scientists believe the planet's core is covered in what's called hot ice, a type of water ice known as Ice 7 that remains solid not because it's cold, but because the planet's gravity is so intense, it compresses the water molecules into a tight, crystalline lattice that won't melt, even while it's literally on fire. To be clear, this ice doesn't behave like the stuff in your freezer. It's burning from above while staying frozen below due to immense internal pressure. Imagine walking on a planet where your feet are on fire-resistant ice and your body is being incinerated by superheated steam. Gliese 436b isn't just strange. It breaks the rules of chemistry as we know them. 8. HD 106906b. The Rogue Colossus. Some planets refuse to follow the rules of orbit, and HD 106906b is one of the most extreme rebels we've ever discovered. This gas giant is an absolute behemoth, over 11 times the mass of Jupiter, and it orbits its star at a jaw-dropping distance of 650 astronomical units. For context, that's more than 20 times the distance between Neptune and our Sun. It takes HD 106906b nearly 15,000 Earth years to complete a single orbit. The real mystery, however, is how it even got there. Planetary formation theory suggests that giant planets form close to their stars where materials are abundant. But this monster is so far out, it challenges those theories entirely. Some scientists believe it might have once been a rogue planet, a world flung out of another solar system only to be gravitationally captured by the binary stars of HD 106906. Others think it was formed closer in and then ejected outward by a chaotic gravitational interaction. Either way, it's a rogue colossus now barely hanging on to its star's gravity. More like a failed solar companion than a traditional planet. It exists on the outer edge of a solar system like a cosmic ghost, haunting the space where planets shouldn't be. 9. Kelt 9b, the hottest planet ever discovered. If there's a place in the universe that makes our sun look chilly, it's Kelt 9b, an ultra-hot Jupiter located about 670 light-years away in the constellation Cygnus. With daytime temperatures soaring past 7,800 degrees Fahrenheit, 4,300 degrees Celsius, this planet is hotter than some stars. That's not hyperbole. Actual red dwarf stars are cooler than this beast. Kelt 9b orbits so close to its massive blue-white host star that it's completely overwhelmed by radiation. Its atmosphere is boiling away, and the intense heat rips apart molecules, leaving behind a superheated soup of atomic metals like iron and titanium. That's right, iron vapor has been detected in its atmosphere. It's also tidally locked, meaning one side constantly faces the star, roasting in perpetual daylight, while the other remains in a scorching twilight zone. The extreme UV radiation it receives is also eroding its atmosphere at an astonishing rate, possibly creating a massive, comet-like tail trailing behind it. Kelt 9b is not just a planet. It's a star-kissed furnace on the edge of planetary physics, teetering between becoming a planet and becoming something else entirely. It is, without question, the hottest known planet in the galaxy. 10J1407b, the planet with rings 200 times bigger than Saturn's. If there were a planet worthy of a space fantasy epic, it would be J1407b, a giant exoplanet, or possibly a brown dwarf, located about 434 light-years from Earth. What makes J1407b stand out isn't its size, although it's massive, but its absolutely colossal ring system. Saturn's rings may look grand through a telescope, but J1407b's rings are in a league of their own. They're estimated to be 200 times larger than Saturn's, stretching out over 180 million kilometers in diameter. That's more than the distance from Earth to the Sun. These rings are so massive that if J1407b were in our solar system, its rings would dominate the sky, visibly larger than the Moon, even during the day. Astronomers discovered this monstrous ring system by observing unusual eclipses in the light from the planet's star, which indicated multiple ring structures passing by. Even more intriguingly, gaps in the rings suggest the possible presence of exomoons forming within them, just like baby planets forming from a protoplanetary disk. In a way, J1407b might be a miniature solar system in the making. It's not just strange, it's majestic, surreal, and entirely unique in our observations so far. And that completes our countdown of the top 10 craziest planets ever discovered. From lava oceans to rogue giants, from diamond Earths to planets darker than night, each of these worlds shows us just how weird and how wonderful the universe truly is. These aren't just distant objects floating in space. They're full-scale cosmic mysteries, challenging our understanding of physics, chemistry, and the very nature of planetary systems. Every one of them is a glimpse into the infinite creativity of the cosmos. And the best part? We've only just begun to explore. There are thousands more planets waiting to be discovered, and some of them are sure to be even stranger.